authority, Shri Vivek Kumar Singh Ji, Manager, Central Bank of India, Shri Rajiv Ranjan Sinha Ji, Principal Secretary to Governor, Shri Robert L. Chintu Ji, Principal DPS Patna, Shri Deep Ji, Shri Kushran Singh Ji, distinguished guests, the Zonal Manager, Central Bank of India, Shri Ranjan Kumar, ladies and gentlemen, and very dear students. Since I have never enjoyed the luxury of doing crossword, I was a bit reluctant. And as soon as I came here, I told Vivek Ji that please forgive my ignorance. I am not really into it. Therefore, I may not be able to say things which may add to your knowledge. But one thing I can understand very clearly, that crosswords they definitely are an effective instrument to enhance the power of the brain and I'm not going to elaborate on the importance of the mental power. Everybody knows it. In fact, you have heard the invocation song, which explains what is the aim of education. You are praying for purity of body, purity of mind, and sanctity of spirit. It should be fair, generally translated wide, but it is more appropriate to translate it as fair, to be fair in thought and action. Swachh Hawala, Shubhra Vastra. And finally, we come to Nishesh Jagya Maha. I hope you understand what we are invoking, what we are praying for. Nishesh Jagya Maha means we are praying for getting rid of all diseases of mind. This is the invocation song. What are the diseases of mind? Don't think just of physical problems which happen in the old age. Normally, in our culture, what are the diseases of what have been identified as diseases of mind? I think it is best explained in Ford. There is a big composition, a part of that composition by Shankaracharya. Name Dvesh Rago, Name Logo, Name Dvesh Rago, Name Logo. Dvesh, feeling jealous or envious of anybody. affection or ill will towards anybody. Having fear in the mind, the tendency to favor somebody or discriminate against anybody on grounds which are not fair. Nadone mene matsarya. These have been described as the diseases of mind. And the whole life is tapa, ascesis, is nothing but to be in control of yourself. To be in control, all these diseases of mind are born out of desire. Where you are in complete control of your desires. And if you are able to do that, when Shankaracharya says, na dharmo, na chartho, na kamo, na moksha, chidananda rupa shivoham shivo. Religion, that is not the right translation of the word dharma. But since it has become popular, I am also using it. Then you do not remain in need of any of these things. And you become pure bliss. Elsewhere, you are very fortunate. You are receiving education in a very prestigious institution. Everybody does not have that opportunity. So if you enjoy some privilege, along with come duties, more duties you have. The purpose of education in our tradition, cultural tradition, is tad dittiye janma. It is your second birth. The first birth is when you are born to your parents. And as you grow up, during the process of that growth, what is called essentially, that is why I was trying to draw a distinction, and I was saying that religion is not the right translation of dharma. Dharma is nothing but first acquisition of knowledge, and then through tap, develop that knowledge into wisdom. And when you develop that wisdom, which helps you to get rid of the diseases of mind, then the whole humanity, then your circle of compassion keeps widening. There is no limit to it. Everybody becomes your own. So it is called tad dittiye janma. Furthermore, it has been explained that the knowledge which you acquire must become a source of illumination, not only for yourself, but for the larger society. Tejasvina vadhita mastu. Now, to acquire all these qualities, you have to be ever engaged in the pursuit of knowledge. Tapa swadhyay niratam. Ever engaged. Realize the importance of time, the value of time. No time is to be wasted. It's a lifelong process. The school gives you only the ability to learn. They train your mind. One more thing I would like to say is that people whom you see in very high position, in any field, I'm not just talking of politics or administration, whom you consider extraordinary people generally are not born. Even Einstein is said to have used only 5% of his brain power. By using 5%, even if we have less brain power than the Einstein, but then the total sum of our brain power must be somewhere around near to 5% of Einstein's. Then how these people, they reach a position where general people start considering them as extraordinary. They become extraordinary because in our human body, every organ is active organ. The only organ which by nature is lazy is our brain. It does not come into full play unless it is faced with challenges. You see, many of you must be spending sleepless nights just before the examination, not on other days. And I asked a friend of mine in the university, I said, you were almost falling asleep. Why did you not read earlier, study earlier? He told me I did, but I could not grasp the thing. But on the night of examination, it became clear to me. Why? Because next day was a challenge. Mind works best when it is facing challenges. If we realize this and create new challenges before us every day, then our mind, our brain will work magic. And crossword is one way of challenging your mind. I have not done it, but I have no doubt about it. And in fact, I recall, after hearing the chairman, I had come with a prepared speech, but I am not using it after listening to chairman of the Veda. So I recall great Chinese philosopher Confucius. He was asked this question, what is the essence of action? He said, use of right words. Then his students were surprised, what action has to do with the right words? He said, if you are trying to explain something, some problem, you are faced with a problem, you are trying to explain it, and you do not use the right words, it means you have not grasped the problem. And if you do not understand the nature of problem, how is it possible for you to find a solution of the problem? So words are very important. In fact, in almost every tradition, in Holy Bible, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. Every tradition importance of the word has been highlighted. And if you come to modern sciences, then the medical research papers of very leading universities like Harvard and Boston are now saying the languages are in Sanskrit, the syllable letter of any language, it is called Akshar. What is Akshar? Akshar is one of the names of God, something which cannot be destroyed. How the words are composed, they come into being normally, because sometimes one Akshar is also a word, but most of the time it is combination of syllables, Akshar, which forms a word. If one syllable cannot be destroyed, you will realize the power of the two or more let Akshar has become absolutely powerful. The only thing which is to be seen, how appropriately we use those words. And I was referring to these medical research papers of leading universities who say that if you know two or more languages are made by words. If you know two or more than two languages, then the likelihood of problems which are associated with old age, they become minimal. Diseases like dementia. And the explanation is, it's important to think about it, to reflect on it. They are of the opinion, the experts, that knowing more than two languages, but as fluently as possible. When you are speaking in one language, we have two parts of the brain, the conscious brain and the subconscious. If you are speaking one language, your subconscious keeps translating whatever you are speaking into the other languages which you know, which means your brain is more active, the whole brain is more active than of people compared to people who know only one language. And since mind is essentially, brain is essentially a lazy organ, knowledge of more than two languages does not allow it to become lazy. Even when you are thinking of something, the other part of your brain will translate it into other languages. So it remains overactive. To avoid the problems associated with old age, the best recipe is to know more and more words. And crossword, since I have not done it, I do not know here what proper words should be used, but that exercise, if you undertake it, it will definitely help you build your word power, will make you more eloquent and articulate. And the earlier I was referring to the prayer, to the invocation song. Some very well-known scholar has said that the substance of this prayer is that you develop Vak Subodhita. You develop eloquence. You are able to articulate. And you must have seen Dr. Radhakrishnan always emphasized that the purpose of education is development of all men, not part of it. We have seen so many people who are very, very learned, very erudite, but they are not able to articulate their knowledge. There are other people who are less knowledgeable, but they are able to articulate it. Those who are very knowledgeable but are not articulate, it becomes a handicap for them. So, because crossword helps you in building word power, in improving the language, and this was explained to me by Vivek Kumar Singh ji on telephone. That I have told you. I wish you all the best. We are now heading towards completion of 100 years of our freedom, and we wish to realize the dreams of our freedom fighters. We want India to become one of the leading nations, where by leading nations, how? By raising the living standard of our people, by elimination of poverty, by taking knowledge to every person. Swami Vivekananda had said that he has used very strong words, and you should especially listen to them, because you are receiving your education in an elite institution. And Swami Vivekananda said, and I quote, he said that so long as millions live in hunger and ignorance, I hold everyone who, having received an education at their expense, a traitor who pays no heed to them. Your parents pay the fee of this institution, but all other infrastructural facilities which help you to reach this institution, there the men who have never seen the face of a school, his children have also not received proper education. He is a poor man, but small things which he buys from the market, by paying indirect taxes, he also contributes to the building of that infrastructure, which helps us to receive our quality education. We have a duty, we have an obligation towards all those. And what Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has said, that by 2047, we must be a developed country, leading country. That burden is mostly on your shoulders. I do not know how many of us who are sitting here will be there in 2047. but you will be performing great role, and it will be your contribution. Since your principal, Shri Vinodji, has mentioned about Kerala, I was not aware that he is from Kerala. I have brightened up after hearing that somebody from Kerala is sitting here. We must try to understand. Kerala is the only state in the country which has 100% literacy. The result is, if I could do it, I will make it compulsory that our children of this state, they visit other states also. Kerala, the government is not very prosperous. Sometimes they find it difficult to pay salary to their employees on time. The sources of revenue are very meager, but the society is absolutely prosperous. According to Niti Aayog, there is not even one case of extreme poverty in the whole state. How it has become possible? It has become possible because of education. Two great leaders in Kerala, Shri Narayan Guru, great social reformer. His greatness consists in bringing such radical reforms without creating any tension in the society. He did not rely on foreign ideas. I have said it many times, that people who have this sense that their culture is 5,000 years old, they will not easily accept something which has the label of being foreign for the solution of their problems. Therefore, Shri Narayan Guru totally relied on Vedanta. He asked people, and the operation, social operation, I am not going into details, the social operation in Kerala till about 100 years back was so severe, worse than Bihar and UP. It was so severe that Swami Vivekananda visited and he called the whole Kerala state as madhouse. Rantale. He was so upset. And today, if you go there, the sense of dignity of mankind and equality is so robust that the driver of the chief secretary himself told him, driver of the chief secretary one day told him, "Sir, what is the difference between you and me? I did not choose to write IAS examination." He feels equally proud. He said, "I love driving." But his sense of dignity, I am not inferior to anybody, including my boss, as far as human dignity is concerned. So it all, again, then there was Saint Chabra. Sorry, I was forgetting Saint Chabra, who issued an edict saying that no place of worship can be built without a school attached to it. Hall attached to it, where education can be given to young students. On one hand, he issued the edict. On the other hand, he said that I am going to devote my life only to the education of the girl child. It was because of Saint Chabra that the girls of Kerala became educated, and if girls became educated, mothers became educated, where is the question of children not receiving education? We must know about these things. I am confident that whatever, crossword is a great instrument. Whatever helps you to strengthen your brain power, you will undertake those exercises, and crossword is one of the most effective exercises. And this brain power, education is a source of empowerment. You must be empowered, but at the same time, you must also develop the value, the sense, how this power is to be used. That is called sanskar. The Indian idea of how power is to be used, and I will conclude that. Bhagwan Krishna told Arjuna, he was asking him to perform his duty, emerge as a winner, acquire power, but how this power is to be used? Satta karmani abhidvasa yatha kurvanti bhava. Kuryat vidwan tatha asakta chikir shuloka sangha. Every human being in this world wants to live a better life, wants a better life for all those who are associated with him, his family, his friends, and others. One is inspired by the welfare of these people, good of these people, that one works very hard. But according to Bhagwan Krishna, they are people who do not have the jnana, the real knowledge. One who has knowledge, real knowledge, he also works very hard. But the knowledgeable person is not inspired by the good, his own good, or his family's good, or the good of those who are associated with him or her. The jnani works chikirshu. Chikirshu in Sanskrit means desiring loka sangarha, welfare of mankind, welfare of the world. So I am confident that you will use every minute to acquire more knowledge, to become more powerful, and use this power for the good of mankind. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.